so cute. Look at it. Hello, my name is Heather. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about transition scents. A lot of people refer to them as transition scents. For me, they're fragrances that work both in the spring and in the summer. So these are fragrances I have been wearing in springtime, but they also work well in the really, really high heat of the summer. So I'm wearing these all spring and summer long. So we're just going to get into it. So one of the first scents I'm wearing all spring and summer. This is Elizabeth Arden's Green Tea Pomegranate. So this is part of the green tea line. It's a tea scent, so it's very like soothing. This is a pomegranate version of it, so this has got like a very tart, kind of sweet, but I would say actually mostly tart pomegranate in the top of it. And I think the tartness of it sort of makes it serve both spring and summer. It just gives it sort of like a little bit more depth than a lot of the other Elizabeth Arden green tea scents. I find that a lot of them only work during the summer, but I think this one works for both. So that is Elizabeth Arden's Green Tea Pomegranate. The next up on my list for spring and summer scents, this is L'Impératrice, the limited edition by Dolce & Gabbana. So this is the L'Impératrice DNA, which is very like melony and aquatic, which is great for summer. So because it's got that additional note of strawberry, I think that sort of brings it back into the spring a little bit for me. It just pulls it right from like the like stereotypical like summer wateriness, adds a little bit more of a springy element, but it's still very much got that standard L'Impératrice DNA. I think it's really lovely. This is pretty hard to find at this point. I think if you have it or you're able to get it, limited edition with the strawberry note, this is a great one for spring and summer. So I would highly suggest wearing it in both. So that's Dolce & Gabbana's L'Impératrice limited edition. Another scent that I think works in both the spring and the summer. This is Moschino's Toy 2 Bubblegum. I love this bear. It's so cute. And this is a bubblegum scent. There's really not much else to describe it. If you know what bubblegum smells like, that is what this smells like. I've heard people complain about the longevity of this, and it's not like a hugely long-lasting scent. It does last like 4 or 5 hours on my skin, but you can find her for pretty cheap at this point. I believe I got this for $40 or something like that, and this is the 100 ml. If you want to smell like bubblegum, I feel like bubblegum works in the spring and the summer. That is Moschino's Toy 2 Bubblegum. I'm going to talk about this next one in conjunction with the Body Mist version. So this is Bath & Body Works Champagne Toast. I also have the Body Mist. I know Champagne Toast gets like sold and advertised in the winter, particularly near January for like New Year's Eve, because it's very much a champagne scent. But I feel like the brightness of the fruits and the sparkliness of this lend itself more to spring and summer vibes. I feel like it works better in the spring and summer, so that's when I wear these. Yeah, so that's Bath & Body Works Champagne Toast. Next up, a fragrance I think that works really well in the spring and summer. This is Atelier des Ors Pick Me Up. It's got the gold flakes in there, which is really, really pretty, very bougie. This is another champagne fragrance, but it's like champagne and blackberries. It's just like such a fun, summery, sparkly scent. Apparently I want to be sparkly in the spring and summer. I want to do sparkly all the time, but like particularly spring and summer, sparkly seems appropriate for me. But yeah, it's just sort of like juicy, bright, happy fragrance. So that is Atelier des Ors Pick Me Up. This is Kayali. This is Yum Pistachio Gelato. This fragrance, it's got a lot of depth to it. So it's like creamy and sweet, which makes it, I think, work really well in the springtime. But also I feel like, because to me, this smells cold. Like it smells like gelato, but like it smells cooling to me. So I feel like it works great in the summer. Gelato is a lot lighter than ice cream, right? So it's a gourmand that feels light enough to wear in the spring and summer. Kayali gets a lot of like flack for a lot of things, and this fragrance also got a lot of flack for not smelling how people thought it was going to smell, but it's such a delightful fragrance, and I've never really smelled anything like this. So it's really just wonderful. Kayali's Yum Pistachio Gelato. Next up for spring and summer transitioning, this is Pannaco Tahaa by Fomowa. So this is a mango scent, but it's a very musky mango, which I don't think this is a safe blind buy. I think people need to smell it ahead of time. And off the cap, it smells very, very musky. I think the musk sort of like gives it a lot of depth and makes it really long lasting. This is like a 12+ hour fragrance on me, and the mango sort of gives it like a summeriness, but they both like balance each other out. So I think because of that, it works really well for both seasons. This is probably also, I would say, one of my most complimented scents, and that was just from the decant I had. Like, I bought this bottle in the fall, so I haven't got to wear this particular bottle yet, but like, this is a highly, highly complimented scent on me. So that is Pannaco Tahaa from Fomowa. This is Michel Germain. This is Sugarful. This is one of the sweetest fragrances in my collection, and from what you've seen, you can tell that I like a lot of sweet fragrances. This is probably the sweetest. So if you're the kind of person who thinks things can be too sweet, I am not, but I understand that some people are. This might not be for you. It's strawberry candy, but very much like those candies that have like are coated in sugar, like almost to the point of being sour. It's those kind of strawberry candies. It is extremely, extremely sweet. I think that's what makes it work in the spring and the summer. From what I'm gathering from this video, I've discovered that a lot of my strawberry scents feel very spring-like to me. I don't know what makes them springier, but there you go. Strawberries in the spring. This is also a very affordable option. You can find this at Shoppers, usually for like $80, $90. I could be wrong, but I think they're under $100. And I think they're great options. So that's Michel Germain Sugarful. Another spring and summer scent. This is Shay Blue's Lilacs and Gooseberries. This scent is probably the soapiest scent out of my collection, and I think this scent has also gotten a lot better as it has sat. It's been in my collection maybe 2 years now. I used to only wear it in the spring, but I think it also works in the summer as well. So it's got the floral thing for spring, and because it's got the soapiness, I feel like that's kind of nice in the summer when you're sweaty as hell. So I think that's what makes this work. Shay Blue, Lilacs, and Gooseberries. This next scent is Mugler's Angel Nova. This is a lychee rose scent. So there are a lot of fragrances that have that combination of lychee and rose, but this is like very, very sweet. A lot of people say that this one goes like nuclear on them, like very, very strong. I don't find it to be as strong as everybody says it is, unless I'm wrong and I'm choking people out. Angel Nova by Mugler. Another scent I wear in the spring and summer. This is Clean Reserve's Radiant Nectar. This is a pear ambrette. There's a lot of pear ambrettes on the market. This is the one that I have in my collection. I think musk sort of brings things more into the spring a little bit because musk can be a lot in the summer. This has just enough that it pulls this from being just a pear scent that you can wear in the summer, makes it more long lasting and more palatable in the spring, if that makes sense. Even the name Radiant Nectar seems very like garden fairy kind of vibes, which feels very spring-like to me. So that's Clean Reserve's Radiant Nectar. Another scent I'm going to talk about, the fragrance and the body mist all at once. This is Solinotes Grenade. This comes in a body mist or a perfume, or sometimes you can buy a set like I did and have both. This also smells very similar to Pick Me Up by Atelier d'Azur. It is a pomegranate scent, but it's very like bright and juicy and kind of smells like a little bit champagne-y as well. It's very bright and happy. And I would say comparing these two versions, both of these are pretty strong, and like this is like more of a concentration that you can spray in your hair and whatnot as well. So like using these in conjunction, you're just gonna have like a great scent bubble all day. So that is Solinotes Grenade. Another for spring and summer, I think that works really well. This is Skylar's Boardwalk Delight. I think a lot of people think of this as a summer scent, particularly because of the vibes of the name, like Boardwalk Delight, summer carnival vibes. This is very CNE. The cotton candy and the gourmand elements and sort of like the like waffle coniness of this and stuff, I feel like also just brings it a little bit more into springtime as well. Makes it a little bit more deep and more interesting. I have not really smelled a lot of fragrances that smell like this to me. This smells like an ice cream shop in the sense that like it's sweet and creamy. The gourmandness makes it more springtime. I think it works really well in both seasons. That is Skylar's Boardwalk Delight. Next up on my list, this is Juliette Has a Gun Magnolia Bliss. This is a floral fragrance, Magnolia, obviously. It smells so like juicy and happy. I feel like it brings it into the summer as well. It's just really like got such a brightness to it that I feel like it works really well in both seasons. So that is Juliette Has a Gun's Magnolia Bliss. Next up on the list, this is Le Monde Gourmand's Angel Soirée. This is the collaboration with Carolyn Stern. This is a very syrupy, lychee scent, and I think because of that, I think it's going to work really well in both seasons. This one, I'll admit that I bought in the fall, so I haven't really gotten to try it in both seasons yet, but I think just based on the syrupiness and the sweetness. I think that makes it thick enough for spring. Because of the like lycheeness of it, I think it's going to work great in the summer as well. So that is Angel Soirée by Le Monde Gourmand. We have a couple of Skylar's Scent of the Month Club here that I think are really great, both spring and summer scents. If you have access to them, I highly encourage trying to get them. Also, I would say, Skylar, if you're listening, there's one here in particular that I really think you should bring out in a full bottle. But first we'll talk about, this is Skylar's Sweet Nothings. This is probably the closest thing I have smelled to Boardwalk Delight. When you smell them side by side, they don't smell the same, but when you smell one, you think of the other. That makes sense. So they're sort of like in the same family. It's like sweet and fluffy. And I think for the same reasons that Boardwalk Delight works in the spring and summer, I think this will work in the spring and summer as well. This has got like more of a like a citrusy thing going on, but it's fluffy and sweet. I think it's going to work really well in both seasons. Now this one, this is Skylar's Water's Edge. I love this. I really want this in a full bottle. Please, Skylar, full bottle, Water's Edge. It's got like an apple top. It's like apple and cucumber. It's really like calming and a little aquatic. The apple thing sort of brings it into spring, and like the aquaticness of it sort of makes it summery. I think this is a beautiful scent. I think this works great in both the spring and the summer. This is Skylar's Water's Edge. This is Daisy Wild by Marc Jacobs. I think this is going to work really well in the spring and the summer because it is quite a floral fragrance. Like if you look at the bottle, it's like a bouquet of flowers, right? But it's got this like a banana flower note, and the banana flower does make it smell quite a bit like bananas, which makes it more summery in my feeling. So I feel like it's going to work really great in both seasons because of that banana aspect of this. So that's Daisy Wild by Marc Jacobs. Last two are body mists. So another one that I think will work really well in the spring and summer. This is Phlur's Mango Mood. If you've smelled Wilhelm's Mango Skin, it smells very similar to this, but this is a lot more affordable. This is like mango, but like a really like bright ripe mango. It's got some like pepper in the opening. It's really sort of like a zingy mango scent. The mango-ness sort of brings it into the summer. All the other like how like bright this is sort of makes it very like appropriate for springtime, I think. I think it's a really great option that I don't think people talk enough about this particular body mist. This is Phlur's Mango Mood. And lastly, another body mist that I think works well in both seasons. This is Mango Mai Tai. Now, the name of this does sound very summery, and so do the notes actually, where it's mango nectar and guava and sugarcane. But this is also just another bright, juicy, happy mango scent. The body mist aspect of this, it's light enough that like it doesn't go too summery too early in the spring. It just adds like a light mango sweetness to anything that you spray this with, or just on its own. So that's why I think it works in both seasons. So this is Mango Mai Tai by Bath & Body Works. All right, that's it. Those are my spring and summer transition scents. Let me know if you smelled any of these. Let me know what you're wearing in both the spring and summer months. I would love to hear about it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.